Since I had 2 jobs and she had none, we agreed that I would be getting Laura for weekends. I shared a good bond with Laura. We managed some great adventure trips together. Though the divorce was hurting, spending time with her made me feel so much better. As time went on, I realized Laura was stalling the meeting. Earlier, every Friday I would look forward to her email with details of what are the activities she wants us to be doing the following weekend. The content of the mail gradually changed to sorry, I can't make it this weekend, we are going out skiing or other fancy sports/trips with stepdad. Initially, I let this slide thinking that he was trying to keep Laura happy and I shouldn't be jealous of that. Eventually, I realized that Laura didn't want to meet me that often. Our weekly meetings got twice a month and then it became monthly once, and that too just one day of the weekend. I noticed she wasn't enjoying our time together like she used to do it before. When it became evident that she was intentionally trying to ignore me, I confronted her. I tried to make her understand that I was trying the best I could do to keep her happy. I was even overstretching myself. Even after that, she would continue to skip our weekend time, but now she started lying to me. Now she won't tell me the truth that she was going out with her stepdad, but she would make an excuse that she has school homework or projects that need to be completed on the weekends. Sometimes, it sounded genuine, but most of the time, it was all made up. Whatever little time we spent together, she would always rant about how going out with her stepdad is so much better because he doesn't look at the price table every time before ordering something. Even when I take her on trips, she would always compare how it was so much fun going out with her stepdad. She started whining about every minor inconvenience that hardly mattered to her earlier. But she never stopped bragging about the new PS her stepdad gifted or the new bike her mom brought. I thought maybe she was too young to understand that showering materialistic stuff is not love. The situation got worse when she ghosted me for over 3 months, even after multiple calls and texts. I called up my lawyer and told him the entire stuff. He told me I had the option to file against my wife for alienating Laura, but Laura was 12 then and she might confess in the court that she didn't want to spend time with me anymore. He said it could get worse. Laura can say that she wanted more money to live the life of her standard and that meant increasing the child support. Yes, I was paying the child support despite her rich stepdad doing so much fun stuff for her. I backed off from the idea of suing my ex over custody. There was no point. My lawyer suggested we can have a formal out-of-court conversation with them. It would give me the clarity of what they wanted. I agreed to follow this route. My lawyer sent them a notice with detailed allegations. He mentioned we wanted to have out-of-court settlement. I had an eerie feeling that my ex-wife might not agree to talks because she had enough money, and time, to burn in a court case. To my surprise, she agreed to address and close this issue in front of the attorney. In that meeting, ex-wife's husband was also present along with ex-wife and Laura. They both said that they were out of this. They had no business to do if Laura is ghosting me. They confessed they had no role to play in this. They stepped aside and let Laura talk for herself. Laura then dropped the deadliest bombshell one could ever experience in life. She said she wanted me to give up my parental rights. That was 10 years ago, but the memory of that harrowing moment is crystal clear to me. I was dead silent for I don't know how long. My lawyer nudged me for a reaction. I kept staring at everyone. What should I say? I looked at ex-wife and she curled her lips and smiled as if she knew what was coming. I held Laura's hand and said, "Baby, I hope you know what you're saying. Giving up on my parental rights would mean you cannot call me dad. You would no longer be my daughter." She shrugged off my hand, looked dead into my eyes, and said, "Yeah, that's what I want." I was flabbergasted. I ran short of words to make her understand the implications of her decision. My lawyer tried to make her understand what would happen if I disown her, like property matter and stuff, but she didn't change her mind. She turned to her stepfather and asked, "Once he disowns me, you'll be able to adopt me as your daughter, right?" He nodded with wide eyes. "Surely, darling." Words cannot describe the bitterness I felt at that moment. My world shattered. To say the least, I lost my purpose in life. After getting cheated by my wife of 15 years, the only sunshine in my life was Laura. She was the only one I was looking up to after my hectic 2 jobs. I didn't date any woman even after 2 years of my divorce. Neither I had the time, nor I wanted to. I wanted to give my undivided love and attention to Laura. This is what I got in return. She wanted to get rid of me. My condition was so pathetic that I wasn't able to think straight. My lawyer borrowed some time to get back to them. I am sure my ex and her husband would have a satisfied sleep that night after seeing me in such a vulnerable state. My lawyer drove me home. After he left, I howled like a baby for hours in my empty house. All kinds of emotions were pouring out from my heart. I called my parents and told them about Laura's demand. They were absolutely petrified. They rushed to console me. My parents, particularly my mom, was very close to Laura. She took care of her for more than a year. My wife had to undergo surgery and she was put on bed rest for a year. During that period, my mom took care of both of them, Laura and ex-wife both. Mom gave it a shot, but Laura was adamant that I give away my parental rights. She desperately wanted to be his stepdad's daughter. He had told her he could not adopt her until I gave up on the parental rights. I asked my lawyer what options I had. He said we could sue them for manipulating Laura. Since Laura was 12, it would be hard to prove she was being manipulated. Besides, they had money to fight a long court case, but I didn't. Plus, what's the point of fighting? The one I am fighting for is already sold on their side. It's a lost battle. I was left with no choice other than to swallow the bitter pill and give up on my fatherly rights. For the next 1 week, I was curled up inside my bed. I left my second job. Who do I earn for now? I lost all purpose to wake up in the morning and go to work. I took so many leaves in my full-time job and faltered so much that I was eventually fired. I moved to a different town, slept at a subway station, and wondered like a maniac for days. Gradually, I came out of this. Found a new job, hit a gym, and enrolled in therapy. It took me a good 2 years to come out of it. I didn't ride on the dating wagon, but I took many solo trekking trips as a healing therapy. On one of those trips, I met my current wife, Brianna. She had a daughter, Emma, who was 5 back then. After dating for a while, we have moved in together. When Brianna introduced me to Emma for the first time, I broke down. She reminded me of Laura. I desperately wanted Emma to call me dad, but I backed off. I didn't want to hurt myself again. I maintained a very healthy yet distant relationship with Emma. It came to a full circle when on her 12th birthday, Emma asked me to adopt her. I was so overwhelmed. So, now I have 2 daughters, Emma, and a 3-year-old toddler, Amy, with my second wife. I think I have given enough context about my situation. Now fast forward to a week ago. I was returning from work and I saw a familiar face smiling at me. As I came closer, I realized it was none other than Laura. I got shivers as if I saw a ghost. She got taller, leaner, and way prettier, but it wasn't difficult for me to recognize her. She ran towards me and hugged me, saying, "Dad, I'm your daughter Laura. Finally, I found you." I looked at her with dead eyes and said, "I have 2 daughters, but it's not you."